Lawmakers in Washington, D.C. say they've struck a deal on new gun safety measures. KIMT News 3's Alec Lasham spoke with an organizer of one of yesterday's March for Our Lives protests in our area and KIMT's political analyst about whether the proposed framework would make a difference if approved.
Hopes for national gun reform legislation have been rekindled today after lawmakers announced a breakthrough agreement. The legislative logjam in Washington appears to have eased, with a bipartisan group of senators reaching a handshake deal, which includes mental health funding, red flag laws, and expanded background checks. Congress's response comes after the nation was rocked by a string of shootings in May. Therese Sandin, who organized the Save Our Lives March in Albert Lea over the weekend, says the bipartisan bill is needed in order to make communities safer.
Our children, our community members, churches, parks, we should be able to go anywhere in our community and feel safe. And and the only way that that's going to happen is by both Democrats and Republicans coming together and getting something passed.
GunViolenceArchive.org reports 580 kids between the ages of 12 and 17 have been killed by guns so far in 2022, with more than 1,500 kids also being injured by gun violence. Sandin says that trauma can stick with children for the rest of their lives.
They're constantly going to be looking around to see if there's a shooter. Any little noise, just like our soldiers that come back, that they have PTSD. I can't see that a small child wouldn't have that sort of trauma follow them throughout their life.
KIMT News 3's political analyst Race Hardy says the bill's mental health component could help current gun violence victims and prevent future gun-related murders and suicides.
Helping mental health situations is prevention of gun violence as opposed to any restriction on guns. It's mental health help.
I also reached out to the Minnesota Gun Caucus and Iowa Firearms Coalition, but have not yet heard back.
According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been 265 mass shootings so far this year. Meanwhile, Minnesota's junior U.S. Senator Tina Smith is reacting to the release of the bipartisan gun safety framework. In a statement, she says, quote, "This is excellent news. We have an opportunity to both reduce gun violence in our communities and improve our mental health systems, and we must take it. More is needed, but these reforms will save lives and improve public safety." Rochester Mayor Kim Norton is also sharing her thoughts on the deal, saying via Twitter, quote, "It's not everything folks wanted, but it's a good first step after years of only thoughts and prayers in response to growing gun violence. As advocates, we have work to do to get this passed. Please let your congressional delegation know of your support." The NRA, for its part, has said it will not respond to the framework announcement until it sees the full text of any proposed gun control bills.